Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov, welcome. We're going to start shortly. Good morning, everyone. Bruchim Habayim, Boker Tov. Moadim L'Simcha. We're going to get started momentarily. Good morning, everyone. Moadim L'Simcha. Great to have you along. I hope you're staying safe and well. We're going to get started just in a moment. Okay, just want to get started with a thank you, first of all, to our entire office staff, to Daniela Schwartz, to Tracy Schultz, and to our guest technology officer, Ellie Schwartz, who's been volunteering this week to help us out. Hope you're having a beautiful Yantif, a meaningful chol hamoed. We are thinking at this time of all of those who are in need of refuah and those who are in need of besuras tovos and have broken hearts because of the challenges that we're going through right now. So we're going to begin with one parak of Tehillim, which we'll say together. Shir hamalos mimama kim karasicho Adonai. Adonai shema b'koli tihena oznecha kashivos l'kol tachanunai. Imavonos tishmar ya Adonai miyamod. Ki imacho aslicha l'man tivarei. Kivisi Adonai kivso nafshi v'lidvaro hocholti. Nafshi l'Adonai v'shomrim laboker, shomrim laboker. Yachal Yisrael l'Adonai ki im Adonai haches v'arbei mofedus. V'hu yivdes Yisrael mikol avonosav. Achina kol beis Yisrael anesunim atzor v'shivya. Homdim bein bayom bein bayabasha. Hamakom yirachim aleihem yotzim mitzor livracha. Me'afilu liyorum v'shibu l'gula. Hashta bagalav izman kariv v'nomar amen. We don't just pray for Achina kol beis Yisrael, we also pray for the entire world, for all those who are ill, for those who are struggling both physically, emotionally. It's such a challenging time. So part of the purpose of our get-together this morning is to breathe a little bit of a relaxation, a little bit of ruach, some Torah, some conversation, some chizuk. So this is a time, Erev, as we begin the last days of Pesach, tomorrow Shvi Shel Pesach, it's a time of strengthening our emunah. As we stood at the Yam Suf, Vayaminu B'Hashem uva Moshe Avno, we believed in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we believed in Moshe Rabbeinu, and this was a unique shlav, a unique stage in the development of the Jewish people. It's interesting that this emunah, it appears when, excuse me one second, let me just get this started. Yeah. It appears dafka specifically after Kriyas Yamsuf. It doesn't take place before, it takes place after. And it's not an accident. On the one hand, of course, we had Emunah to go into the Korban Pesach. The entire holiday of Pesach is a Zman, it's a time of Emunah. According to the tradition, according to the Zohar HaKadosh, there is a tradition that matzah, bread of is the bread of emunah, nama de mehemnusa. So matzah is that food of emunah. To get out of Egypt, we had to have emunah. How else could we have sacrificed the Egyptian deity? Of course we had emunah, but the emunah at Kriyas Yamsuf is at a new level. There's a beautiful teaching of Reb Tzadok HaKohen of Lublin in the Tzidkas HaTzadik, where Reb Tzadok teaches us that just like a person needs to believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so too a person has to believe in themselves. We need to believe in ourselves. So when we left Mitzrayim, we believed in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We knew Kel Motzion mi Mitzrayim. We felt the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu directly in Egypt, first showing us that he exists with the first three makos, and then demonstrating that he's involved in the second three makos, and then the principle of Nevuah of Moshe Rabbeinu choreographing it, and ultimately the choice of the Jewish people, B'ni B'chori Yisrael, when we left Mitzrayim, and on that night with Makas B'choros. Yes, we had that emunah on Hashem, but did we believe in ourselves? Maybe not so much. There's a beautiful word from the Sfas Emes. The Hilchos Sfas Emes explains that our Yetziah from Mitzrayim, leaving Egypt on the night of Mitzrayim, we knew that was going to happen. That was a promise, that was a havtacha that went to our forefathers, to Abraham. He was told, we're going to leave with a mass of treasure. So we were told we were going to go down, and we were told we're going to leave. And how did that make us feel about ourselves? Not necessarily so good. Imagine someone who goes for a job interview and they send a resume to multiple places and they're not getting a call back. Finally, they send it to one firm and they'll get a call back from this firm. Why? Because the person who applied, his or her great-grandfather worked in this firm, grandfather worked in this firm, father worked in this firm. So when they send their resume in, they're going to get a call back. They get a call back, they go in for the interview, And the young man or the young woman, they're all put together and they present their resume and they talk about their skills. And um, it's you know, going as best as they can. But at the end of the interview, the interviewer taps the person on the shoulder and says, look, I don't know what to tell you. You don't really belong in this firm. We're not going to hire you on your own merit, but we're going to hire you because of your legacy. So how do I, the interviewee, feel about that legacy? Not very good. Not very good at all. But suppose you get out of that same interview and they say to you, we're not going to hire you because of your legacy. We're going to hire you because of what you have accomplished and what you can bring to this firm. So says HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the Jewish people, I'm not going to hire you. We're going to hire you because of you, because of us. When we left Mitzrayim, we were hired, so to speak, we were taken out of Egypt because of our grandparents, because of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, because of our three fathers, our four mothers. Okay, so we didn't feel so good. But now we're being redeemed for us, because the Yetzias Mitzrayim was promised, but Kriyas Yamsuf was not promised. Nobody told Avram Avinu that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was going to come down and split the sea for us and open those gates for us. That's the time that we have now. That's the koach, the power, the strength that we have going into Shvi Shel Pesach. And that's why perhaps we sang a Shira. It's not because we vanquished the Egyptians. Of course, that's true, but that was complicated because as Chazal tell us, Shira, my handiwork, the Egyptians who were human beings were drowning in the sea. And you can't just sing a Shira for that. So on the one hand, that's not the reason for the Shira, you could argue. Well, yes, maybe because we were saved. But maybe the deeper Shira here is because of the emunah that we had in ourselves. Once we believed in ourselves that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was saving us for our own sake, that enabled us to feel that freedom, to sing that Shira, to have that ultimate expression of thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're having, I think on the side here, we're having some technical difficulties with our first guest here. I think that Lonnie is supposed to be here, but apparently he's having some trouble getting on. So we'll see if he joins us. I apologize for that. We'll see how that moves along. But this Shira of Az Yashir, it could take us anywhere. There's a story of Reb Shmelka of Nikolsburg, who was asked by the Jewish community of Vienna to intervene on their behalf because of a terrible decree which was hanging over their heads. So Reb Shmelka of Nikolsburg invited his Talmud, Rav Moshe Leib Sassover, to come with him to see if he could intervene in the government, find a minister who would talk to him and hear him out in Vienna. The challenge was that it was the springtime. It was just now before Pesach, and the water on the Danube River was nearly impassable because it was just starting to thaw from the frozen winter. And there were huge chunks of ice bobbing and floating in the river all over the place. And the ice made it impassable for any raft. No boatsman wanted to risk their life and take a boat out on the river when they could easily be smashed. So they're looking, and Rav Moshe Leib is walking around. Anywhere can they find somebody who's going to take them down the Danube to get to Vienna? It's urgent. It's pikuach nefesh. What can they do? How can they make it? And meanwhile, nobody wants to agree. Nobody's willing to say yes. So at some point, hold on one second. At some point, why am I? Hold on one second. Technical issue. Hang on. Hang on one second. I apologize. Hang on. We're getting to the good part. Hold on. I apologize. We're going to have to pause this for one moment and restart.